Hello, and welcome back to Mingle Podcast, the podcast where we make language learning a piece of cake. I'm Anna.
And I'm Alex. It's always a pleasure to have you here with us. Today, we've got a delicious topic, food.
Absolutely. And not just any food, we're going to explore some useful English idioms and phrasal verbs related to food. By the end of this episode, you'll have 10 phrases you can use in daily conversations.
Sounds amazing. So, Anna, let's start with a common situation. Imagine you come home after a long day and you don't feel like going out. What do you usually do?
In that case, I usually eat in. That means having a meal at home. It's convenient, comfortable, and often cheaper than going out. For example, I'm not in the mood to go out tonight, so we'll just eat in.
Right. And sometimes, it's not just about saving money, it's also about relaxing. Eating in can be cozy, especially if you order your favorite food or cook something easy.
Exactly. And the opposite of that is to eat out, which means going to a restaurant. For example, we're going to eat out at the new Italian restaurant this weekend.
Eating out is fun because you can try new dishes and enjoy the atmosphere, but sometimes it's crowded or expensive. So, it's nice to balance eating in and eating out.
Now, let's talk about hunger. Sometimes just saying, I'm hungry isn't enough. We have a stronger word, famished. For example, I skipped breakfast today and now I'm famished.
That's a great word. It's more expressive than just hungry. Another fun way to express extreme hunger is I could eat a horse. It's informal and a bit dramatic, but everyone understands you're very hungry.
Yes. For example, after a long hike, I could say, I could eat a horse, and people would know exactly how hungry I am.
Let's move on to cooking. Sometimes we need to prepare a meal quickly. In English, we can say I'm going to whip up something. The phrasal verb whip up means to prepare food fast and without much effort.
Exactly. For example, I only have 15 minutes, so I'll whip up some scrambled eggs. It's a casual, natural way to talk about cooking.
And it's not just for meals. You can even whip up a snack or a dessert. For example, I whipped up some cookies for our guests. It sounds friendly and relaxed.
Speaking of food, sometimes it just looks and smells irresistible. That's when we say it's mouth-watering. For example, that chocolate cake is mouth-watering.
I love that phrase. You can use it for pictures too. If someone posts a photo of a delicious pizza online, you can comment, "Wow, that looks mouth-watering."
And when you really enjoy your meal and eat every last bit, we say you've cleaned your plate. My grandmother always praised me for doing that as a kid.
Cleaning your plate can also show respect for the cook. In some cultures, leaving food on your plate is considered rude. So it's a useful phrase in social situations.
On the other hand, if someone eats very little or without enthusiasm, we say they pick at their food. For example, he wasn't very hungry, so he just picked at his salad.
That's right. It's often used to describe children or picky eaters who are not interested in their food.
Speaking of picky eaters, this phrase is a picky eater. For example, my nephew is a picky eater. He only likes pizza and chicken nuggets.
Some picky eaters can be tricky to cook for, especially at family dinners or parties. Knowing this phrase helps you describe their habits politely.
Finally, let's talk about treating someone. When you want to pay for someone else's meal, you can say it's my treat or I'll get this one. For example, don't worry about the bill, it's my treat.
That's a friendly and generous phrase. You can use it with friends, family, or colleagues. And it's a great way to practice polite English.
So, let's recap our 10 idioms and phrasal verbs. 1. To eat in, to have a meal at home. 2. To eat out, to have a meal at a restaurant. 3. To be famished, to be extremely hungry. 4. To eat a horse, to be extremely hungry, informal and dramatic. 5. To whip up something, to prepare a meal quickly and easily. 6. Mouth-watering, looks or smells delicious. 7. To clean your plate, to eat all the food on your plate. 8. To pick at your food, to eat slowly and with little interest. 9. A picky eater, someone selective about food. 10. It's my treat. I'm paying for this meal.
Now, Anna, let's make this practical. Can we create a short dialogue using these phrases?
Sure. Here's an example.
I'm famished. I could eat a horse.
Don't worry, I'll whip up a quick pasta dish. It'll be mouth-watering.
Thanks. And after dinner, I promise to clean my plate.
I noticed you always pick at your salad. Are you a picky eater?
Only with vegetables. By the way, it's my treat tonight.
That's perfect. You see how naturally the phrases fit into a conversation.
Exactly. And here's a tip for learners. Try making your own dialogues at home. Write short conversations using these 10 phrases. It will help you remember and use them more naturally.
Another tip, when you hear these phrases in movies, podcasts, or YouTube videos, pause and repeat them aloud. This helps with pronunciation and memorization.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to mix and match. For example, you can say, I'm famished, so I'll eat in tonight and whip up something mouth-watering.
Or, we're going to eat out, and it's my treat. See how these expressions make your English sound more fluent?
Now, let's go a bit deeper into cultural notes. In English-speaking countries, offering to pay for someone is common among friends. Saying it's my treat is polite, and people usually respond with thanks. That's very kind.
And with children, parents often encourage them to clean their plate to avoid wasting food. But today, many people also teach kids to listen to their bodies and not force themselves to finish food if they're full.
Good point. That's why pick at your food is useful. It's a neutral way to describe someone eating a small amount without judging them.
Speaking of food, have you noticed how many English idioms come from food? Expressions like bringing home the bacon, spill the beans, or cool as a cucumber are common. Learning food idioms helps you understand everyday English better.
Yes, and the 10 phrases we discussed today are just the beginning. You can expand your vocabulary by reading menus, cooking blogs, or even food reviews online.
That's a great idea. And don't forget to practice speaking. Use the phrases when you cook, eat, or chat with friends about meals.
Before we end, let's try a mini quiz. I'll describe a situation and you think which phrase fits.
Sounds fun.
Scenario 1. You're very hungry after work. Which phrase could you use?
I'm famished or I could eat a horse.
Scenario 2. You don't want to go to a restaurant tonight, so you have dinner at home. What do you say?
I'll eat in.
Scenario 3. Your friend buys you a pizza and says, don't worry about the bill. What can you say?
Thanks. It's my treat next time.
Scenario 4. You cook a quick meal in 10 minutes. Which phrase fits?
I'll whip up something quick.
Scenario 5. The cake looks so delicious you want to eat it immediately. Which word do you use?
Mouth-watering. Great! Quizzes like this are a fun way to remember phrases.
That's right. To make the most of today's lesson, try using at least 3 of the 10 phrases today. Speak aloud, write sentences, and notice how much more natural your English sounds.
Exactly. And remember, food is not just for eating, it's a way to learn culture, idioms, and conversational English.
That's all for today's episode of Mingle Podcast. We hope you enjoyed learning these 10 useful phrases and idioms.
Thanks for joining us. Keep practicing, enjoy your meals, and remember, learning English can be as fun and satisfying as a delicious dinner.
See you next time for more English with Anna and Alex. Bye for now.